So tell me a little bit about how you guys got started and how you came to be, maybe for the people that don't know, like how to pronounce your name and what it means, things like that.
So the band name is Bless, but it's spelled numerically. It's spelled 81355. Moose, our other buddy who's in the band, he came up with the name, and it just kind of stuck. I think he was about to be a dad, and I think like he was just feeling a lot of blessings, he said before, so just kind of stuck.
Nice. And then how did all of you guys meet?
Oh man, I feel like we all met at different times in our lives, just through like the music community. I met Nick. Man, this feels forever ago. Maybe like 2012 or something around there. Like 2012, 2013. Just by playing shows, I feel like we've all like shared bills and just been kind of like just like fans of each other. And then Moo, I met him like at a time it was called Broad Ripple Music Fest, and it was there was like a showcase at Northside News. And yeah, I feel like we've just been like collaborating and stuff forever. And like I'd be on some of Nick's projects and he'd be on mine, and same with Moo. We collabed on his projects with DMA and Sedcarn, and I think that's just like us just being super involved with the scene and going to shows and just like kind of kicking it, and then eventually hitting the road with each other at different capacities and different projects.
What was it that really kicked it up for you? You think that made you guys kind of go, oh no, this should be like a thing that we do?
I think just naturally us just writing together. I think that's how it kind of manifested. Like it was during the lockdown and COVID when we really were kind of just experimenting on things, and Moo cooked up some joints and we just started writing a lot. And I think that was when I feel like we developed a record, or just not even a record, but just a whole bunch of songs that we're like, yo, this is sounding dope, and it's kind of sounding cohesive. And then we started imagining like our other friends playing guitar and bass and drums and just kind of like adding a live element to it.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that people would be referring to you as a hip hop supergroup when you first started doing everything?
I don't know. I don't really like the term supergroup.
Sure.
I feel like you just have to kind of like earn it, and also it's just like I feel like people just throw that term around so very loosely. And I get it. Like people get excited, and we do. We've been around for a minute and stuff like that, but I just ultimately think we're just like a group of like homies that like really love what we do when we play tunes together. I think that's like something that's special about the project, is like when Sirius and Moo and I get together, like we kind of like tone all the craziness out in the world and just kind of lock in and play. We love playing music. If anything, that's like that's a superpower to me, is being able to just be unabashedly super happy to like create and kind of push ourselves.
Yeah, totally. I think like there's music can like sometimes, like as a musician, you can kind of start to get bored like with just like the process, or just what you're doing artistically. Can kind of start to feel redundant. So it's like Bless is like challenges all of us, musically and artistically, and just like, it challenges us in a lot of different ways, and pushes us to find, new places to kind of tinker in, which I think is really cool.
Tell me a little bit about some of your background as far as maybe some of your inspiration.
Yeah, I think, me and I don't want to speak for OJ, but I mean, I know we both cut our teeth, playing in punk bands coming up as kids. And I think it was just one of those things that like we kind of, our influences are all over the place, and it kind of like shows in the music. I don't think there's any specific thing. I love everything. I feel like if I love an artist, like I'll ride with them through all the trials and tribulations.
Did you have someone in your personal life that maybe inspired you?
Yeah, I feel like my family's like you know, big. My family loves music. My pops played bass and taught himself how to play guitar. He played the piano in the church, you know, for years. And my mom's a writer. My mom is an author. You know, she's a poet. So I feel like that kind of definitely I drew towards that aspect for sure.
Nice. How about you?
Yeah, I kind of echoing, yeah, what Sirius was saying. Like, I feel like we uh, came up in like a DIY kind of mentality, but beyond that, just like inspirations, I feel like they're all over the place. I like grew up listening to everything. My pops is a saxophone player.
Sick.
Uncle is like a jazz flutist. Like I feel like I didn't really get into like a really appreciate like themes and just like inspiration until like I hit puberty. But I mean, I feel like I was raised on all kinds of stuff from,
Nice.
you know, all over the place. But I feel like when I moved here to Indy is when I really started to like really delve into hip hop and like just like the different subgenres and different textures. But like Nick was saying, like that was just like one one very like kind of part of just a part of my spectrum. I feel like I'm all over the place with like punk and hardcore and all kinds of things. But as far as like an individual, like the I drew inspiration from, I don't know, like I feel like I draw inspiration from, you know, writers or like poets or Carl Pope was like this, he's a awesome like visual artist that I really am inspired by. And I feel like I'm also inspired just by Sirius, like and Moo. Even like at a younger age when we were first kind of from afar, just like and my peers like Dimitri and like Charlene and people we play with and just like peers in the scene where you're just like, damn, like I think that's the beauty of it, of just like, and I feel like it gives longevity of just being stoked on seeing everyone's evolution
Nice.
and different like, things to the table.
So, what is it that you want people to know about your music, or if you feel like maybe even something about the message that you're trying to get out there, or do you feel like you have one, or do you feel like you just really enjoy making music and that all of them are different?
I feel like overall we want to push a boundary for ourselves. I know, you know, we all kind of approach it from a different angle, so it's one of those things. It's like when you get all those elements together, it kind of cracks a code and creates something that can't be, you know, replicated otherwise. And I feel like that's what Bless is for me. I consider what we do hip hop, you know. I know we blur the lines, but I think that's the point, is to kind of blur those lines and just like expand, you know. And I think as Black artists, it's not always easy for like artists of color to color in between the lines and move through, you know, mediums. So I think it's cool to just kind of push it and do what we want to do. And it's like, yeah, we can like make a song that is just a straight guitar riff and call it a hip hop song, and nobody's gonna say the wiser.
If a younger person that was really starting to get interested in music came to you looking for guidance, some of the advice that you would give, and maybe what you would kind of feel like would be a good heads up for somebody, or even that little thing that you learned that no one ever told you until you were doing it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel like just keep as cliche and as a tale as old as time is just like keep doing stuff that you love. I think that's the most important thing that I feel like has given me longevity, is just like being able to make stuff that makes me happy and challenges me. But I mean, I feel like most importantly is to just be involved with your scene and just going out and supporting. I feel like there was a time in both Nick and I's lives when like no one gave us a chance at all. You know what I mean?
Same. Yeah.
It was super hard for us to even be taken seriously, or even like it was like fighting tooth and nail to get booked for a show, trying to book tours, like no one, you know, I feel like it just wasn't like one day it woke up and then we were like kind of established and hit the ground running. It took years and years and years to just show our worth. And I think the best part of it and the most important part of that is just to go and support and learn and meet new people and pay the cover and go in there and link with people and learn from people of all genres. I think that's the kind of beauty of Indianapolis. It's just like a melting pot of different genres, and I feel like a lot of people kind of support each other in certain ways. It may not like look or feel that way, but I feel like low key, like everyone kind of just like kind of bob and weaves everywhere. So I guess that's the long-winded answer.
Yeah, no, that's right though, because like especially in the DIY scene, I personally started out as just a photographer for a band, you know, and I was going to the shows. I'd pay to get in. I didn't ask for anything free. I shot them. I'd shoot every other band, give bands their pictures for free, and you know that went from to that to photography with NUVO to writing for NUVO to being an editor to having this show to talking to you, and you know,
Just remember to have fun. Keep
Yeah,
it fun. I feel like that's the one thing. It's like when we get in the studio, like when I be in the studio, like I be giggling.
yeah,
I just be like, be like cracking up, like cackling and shit, because it's just like, you know, there's just something about the energy of just like, you know, being in the studio and creating and landing on something, and you know, it just like takes me back to like being a kid and you know, just creating, still creating because you just love it, you know.
oh yeah, nice.
Just doing like an East Coast run.
Heck yeah.
At the end of July when after the record drops, and then yeah,
That's super cool.
East Hip Hop Festival. We're playing that in Fountain Square at the end of August.
Where in Fountain Square?
I think we're at Hi-Fi. I think
Hi-Fi. Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay. I didn't know they were having a hip hop festival, but to be honest with you, they're like the one venue that I don't have to like go keep up with because they send me everything, and
yeah, for sure.
I love them though because I have friends that work there. So I mean, you know, they tell me what's going on. But I didn't hear about the hip hop one, so that's really cool. We'll have to do some like features on maybe a couple different groups that are there, and then we can like replay your episode or something.
Cool.
Really cool. And I'll have to come and check you guys out. That'll be cool because I just live down the street from Hi-Fi.
Okay, cool. Right on.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there anything else that you really feel like that you wanted to talk about that we didn't touch on, that, or maybe you want to talk a little bit more about your album release date, or tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, the album is called Bad Dogs. And it's our sophomore record. We're really excited about it. We've been working on it for about 4 years now, on and off. Consistently in the studio every month, just kind of tinkering away at it. But yeah, we're really excited to drop it. OJ, you want to say anything?
Yeah, I'm just like excited to finally release it. I think that's what we're just like the most part. The joyful, and yeah, I think it's just cool like having the full band on it, and just like a new chapter to what we've been doing. I feel like it's something that we've been working on for a minute, and like going into this new era, I think is kind of dope because it's just like kind of like ourselves, you know, just trying to figure it out. Like I think it's just like kind of like a lot of pressure off our backs because we've been working on it so hard, and I'm just kind of excited to release it into the universe and see how people receive it.
Yeah. You how many tracks are on there?
I think it's 12.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
12 tracks. Yeah, a lot of different sounds. Having the live band, having the band behind us to write with us in the studio was a great experience. It kind of just brought a whole new energy to the record. Yeah, and the next single drops at the end of this month.
Yeah, was that
Nice.
the
And did you guys have like a pretty hands-on producer? You do most of the work yourself? How did that go?
Yeah, Moose produces everything, and then the band kind of builds on top of it. But Moo kind of starts and lays the skeleton as the producer. And then we've worked with the same engineer, basically our whole inception. So he's a big part of the sound as well. His name's Matt Riefler.
Nice, nice. And there's like a comfort to that. I think like having the same people that, because they kind of know, where you go with your music or what you kind of are looking for when you're making something. So that's nice. Oh yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Is there anybody that you want to say thank you to that really helped you put in a lot of work on this album, or maybe even just supported you through it?
Yeah, sure. I feel like the gang, like Charlene and Dimitri and Pat, Matt, Reef Dog. Yeah, I feel like he was a huge part, and like Joyful Voice for like believing in the project. And
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out Joyful. They've been great. They've been really awesome. Yeah, we're just excited to get back on the road, play some shows. So
Awesome. Yeah, they've been very supportive in the email department. So definitely been on their advocate for your team. The PR that I've been speaking with in reference to them. So keep them because they fight for you. We did like somersaults to try to make the right schedule just to be able to do this, which I should have just been like, tell them to meet me at Sam Silver Circle, and we probably sat down and it probably would have been easier, but